Oh, direct and damning. And the prosecution is wrapping things up. The state has been deliberate and on point. They really have it together. Now they're starting to tie together everything that was confusing in the beginning. They're starting to tie it all together, try to make it clear for the jury. Take a look at this.
Was Michael Jackson savable when Dr. Murray found him? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. When you give propofol, you have to always assess the sedation level, and you do not leave a patient unmonitored.
Extreme is when this is just something that we just would never expect to see.
In either scenario, Conrad Murray played a direct role in causing Michael Jackson's death.
Why would I talk on the phone? I would wake Mr. Jackson up. It makes logical sense to call 911. He doesn't have any of the appropriate equipment, any help. He needs to get help. You call 911 first.
Wow, and that's from a cardiologist, a guy in his own field, an expert in that field. Listen to all of that against Dr. Murray right now. So much to deal with for the defense. So let's dissect it. Let's talk about how the prosecution's done so far and what's coming ahead. To dissect the past 3 weeks, two criminal defense attorneys, Darren Kavanaugh, Mark Eiglarsh. Mark, I'll start with you. You tell me, how is the prosecution doing so far?
Ryan, this is one of the best prosecution teams I've seen over the past several decades. I enjoy watching them. They are organized. They know every single issue that's supposed to be raised. I'm impressed, and I'm looking for challenges. The other side of the coin, however, is the defense. They're doing a great job. However, what I'm seeing and what I saw today and yesterday from Flanagan, asking open-ended, non-leading questions. I tell my law students, you don't do that. Why? Look at the highlights that you're running. Most of the highlights of this trial that are against Conrad Murray happen on cross-examination. You get in, you get out, you ask leading questions, and you don't give their experts another opportunity to just go all over your client and highlight why he's guilty.
And Mark, that's the shocking undercurrent of all this. I'm glad you brought that up, because it almost seemed, Darren Kavanaugh, like the defense was doing a direct. Right. Because they kept asking these open-ended questions, allowing especially Dr. Steinberg, this powerful witness, this cardiologist, to say over and over again, he should have called 911. Yeah. Over and over again. He failed in so many ways.
No, my good friend Mark Eiglarsh is 100% correct on this. Number one rule of cross-examination, leading questions only. It's not leading questions if you feel like it or if the mood strikes you. Leading questions only, period. Cross-examination should be the defense lawyer making a statement, the witness saying yes or no, and that's it. Yeah. And actually, cross-examination is the defense lawyer stock in trade. You get more points by cross-examining the other side's witnesses than you ever do by putting on your own. The jurors always expect that your witnesses are going to be favorable to you. It's the good stuff, those nuggets you get from the other guy's witnesses, that turn cases.
So maybe they dropped the ball on this one, but you know what? There's a lot to talk about with the prosecution's case. There were a few things in this case left a few people shaking their heads about the prosecution's strategy. Do you remember this? The prosecution putting up that tape of Michael Jackson slurring his voice. Take a listen.
I love them because I didn't have a childhood. I had no childhood. I feel their pain. I feel their hurt.
See, Mark, I wonder if this is going to backfire on the prosecution, because as I hear this, I could see some jurors, and I just want to remind everybody, there are 4 jurors on this jury that have been touched with addiction in some way, 2 that lost father-in-law, 2 others that have children who have some sort of connection to drug abuse. I wonder if people will hear this and say, you know, I see that Conrad Murray did a lot of things wrong, but you know what? Michael Jackson very well could have taken that propofol himself and ended his own life.
Ryan, I see it the exact same way you do. But keep in mind, prosecutors are sharp. They know that it cuts both ways. But if they don't introduce it, they know the defense will. And as a former prosecutor, the one thing what I do as a defense lawyer is I say, why did we have to introduce it? What are they hiding? So I think that in part, the prosecutors know that they're going to get some benefit out of it. Like, why is Conrad Murray even allowing drugs near a person who sounds like that? but then they're also taking the sting out of the potential defense argument. Why did we have to introduce it in our case? What are they hiding? And that's why I think they put it in there.